do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. See, today it's a little bit muggier. It was like that all day. First day back at work, no major issues. Just feeling very blah. Tried to get back into my fasting. I had my one meal at work, and for lunch, and caved and got some small like mucho burrito bowl. Not an actual burrito, just like a bowl for dinner. I feel like I'm tuning back into it, but I'm still kind of fluttering a bit, I suppose. Burnt out from this job. Don't particularly want to be here. Went to book my next flight, and every time I book a flight up here, it's $100 more every trip. It's $100 more every trip, and it's getting to the point now where it'd actually almost be cheaper for me to just buy a truck to come up here, and that's something that I'm considering doing. Kind of muggy, kind of mopey, kind of struggling on for things to talk about today. To be honest, I'm didn't practice any magic, didn't read anything. This is the closest thing to any sort of work that I'm doing today, like with regards to my magical practice or self-development. You know, I love this card because this card is the astrological like birthday card for all three of my kids. They all share that same card. I was thinking of getting this as like a framed larger painting and putting on the wall in my house. Lots of yellow in the cards. Yeah, I suppose sometimes this job kind of feels to me almost like a type of a sauna because it just requires patience. It's just a total having to ignore suffering and submit to your situation sometimes, and it's very unpleasant. I'm in a situation where I kind of have to do it. I have 4 dependents, and yeah, it just kind of is what it is, I suppose. There's talk about vaccination status, like you're able to do certain things with masks and distancing and all this shit depending on your vaccination status, and it's getting greasy, and I just hope that the world kind of regains some of its sanity through this pandemonium that's kind of happened and all this hysteria that's happened in the last year and a half, almost 2 years now, and I hope that it becomes a memory and that the residual effects of COVID aren't really, really societal changing, if that, you know. On that note, you know, I'm trying to look for kind of like a way. I mean, so much a way out of my current situation, but also a way forward, a way to grow. I feel like with things opening up, I'm in more of a position to grow and not leapfrog anymore. I think the last few situations that I've found myself in have been leapfrogging, just trying to stay on the surface, kind of like a Frogger type of thing where you're kind of just hopping back for two-dimensionally going forward and backward, left and right, just so you don't get run over by a car. But this job that I'm at right now, I might be able to just maintain it for long enough that I'm able to make a new move. And I've started a business. It's partially ethnic still. I'm still in the process of setting up registration and licenses and all that, but that is something that I'm working on. So that is kind of at the forefront of my mind while I continue to be patient and endure my current situation. And I need, at the end of the day, to really top this off or finish this off, I need to express the gratitude for my situation, because my job up here, it's tough, it's thankless, it's uh, anti-developmental. It doesn't help me at all. It doesn't, and the longer I'm here, the more I forget about the real world. But specifically through the COVID and just in general, it pays very well for what it is. My children have all been secure through the entire pandemic. My wife has been able to stay at home with them and focus solely on them. And I really do, from the bottom of my heart, have gratitude for this situation. So many people have experienced so much strife this last 18 months or so that I do not take this for granted. Definitely. So that's an interesting. When I see this, the first thing that really pops out to me is the color scheme of the opposing yellows like that, and then the two opposing blues in the color scheme. The I'm sure if I look at that a little bit closer, I'll be able to see all sorts of interesting things about that. Love is the law. Love under will.